Now I come to Satipatthana. Very often, or usually, people don't explain the difference between Sati and Satipatthana, but there is a difference between Sati and Satipatthana. Patthana, from what I understand, comes from two words, pa and thana. Thana means position or a state. Pa means going forward. That's the literal meaning, but it also means going beyond. That means extreme or intense. So, Satipatthana can be translated as an extreme or intense state of Sati. Intense state of Sati is not ordinary Sati, a very intense state of Sati. And Sati and Satipatthana are very much related to Samadhi. In the suttas, the Buddha said, when we practice the Aryan Eightfold Path, we start with the first one, right view. And when we practice right view, it will lead us to the second one, right thoughts. And that will lead us to right speech, and that will lead us to right action. And in the end, Sati, when you practice Sati, it will lead you to Samadhi. So, if you practice Sati correctly, it will lead you to concentration, Samadhi. So that is the first thing. The second thing is that some people think that when you attain jhana, perfect concentration, there is no Sati. This couldn't be further from the truth. In the suttas, when the Buddha explained the state of the fourth jhana, the Buddha said that the state of the fourth jhana is a state of perfect purity of Sati. Perfect purity of Sati. Sati is perfectly pure at the fourth jhana. But even in the first jhana, you already have quite pure Sati recollection. In fact, in the Majjhima Nikaya, it is stated that Satipatthana is a characteristic mark of Samadhi. In other words, Satipatthana is a characteristic mark of jhana. When a person attains jhana, it must be accompanied by Satipatthana, intense state of mindfulness. When your mindfulness or your recollection is so intense, then only it can bring you into jhana, deep samadhi. If your Sati is not intense, you will be distracted by external things. But because your Sati is so intense, is so focused, that it will bring you into your mind. And when you go into your mind, you attain the state of jhana, perfect samadhi. By the way, when you attain jhana, when a person attains jhana, he goes deep into the mind, and slowly the external world fades away. Then you begin to go into another world, the world of the mind. And that is the way to leave the world. After all, our aim in meditation is to leave the world. So if you cannot go into your mind and leave the world, how can you escape from the world? Now, in one sutta in the Samyutta Nikaya, the Buddha said that when Satipatthana, after Satipatthana is attained, he told his disciples to abandon the practice of Satipatthana. After you have attained Satipatthana, abandon the practice. Yet, in another sutta, the Buddha said, all his Aryas constantly abide in Satipatthana. Constantly abide in Satipatthana. But after you have attained, you abandon the practice. In other words, if you have attained Satipatthana, if you have attained jhana, then this Satipatthana stays with you. Intense state of mindfulness stays with you. That is why Satipatthana, if you attain Satipatthana, is equivalent to attaining jhana. If you have not really attained Satipatthana, it means you have not attained jhana, or vice versa. If you have not attained jhana, you have also not attained Satipatthana. In another sutta in the Samyutta Nikaya, the Venerable Anuruddha was one of the disciples of the Buddha. He had very great psychic power. He had such great psychic power that he could see the galaxy, many world systems, like in the palm of his hand. His mind expanded. You know, this arupa jhana is a state where the mind expands to boundless space or boundless consciousness. And because the mind is so wide, he could see world systems like in the palm of his hand so clearly. So the monks knew that he had such great psychic power. So they asked him, what did you cultivate that you attained such great psychic power? And Venerable Anuruddha said, Satipatthana. Normally, to attain psychic power, you must have jhana. If you don't have jhana, you cannot have psychic power. And yet, Venerable Anuruddha said Satipatthana. In other words, Satipatthana is equivalent to jhana. Nowadays, some monks don't say that, but that is according to the sutta. So, I summarize here again by saying that Satipatthana is a little different from Sati, in the sense that Satipatthana is an intense state of Sati. And Sati and Samadhi are very much related. Sati or Satipatthana is very much related to Samadhi. And in fact, Satipatthana is equivalent to jhana.